Hey, casual crypto investor family. It is the casual crypto investor, and I am back with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. Man, oh man, has Bitcoin been on a run? I saw it. I know currently right now what you see on the screen here, it's just under 50,000, but it hit $50,000 today. And who knows where it's going to go? And the day's not over. It's about almost close to 1:30 right now at the time of this recording. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But, obviously, I'm excited because obviously the whole entire crypto market is pretty much up because of Bitcoin and all these other altcoins, which I'm heavily invested in, pretty much ride Bitcoin's coattail. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see where we go from here. And honestly, in my heart, granted, I'm not a huge chart analysis guy or anything like that. I monitor a little bit, but that's not my bread and butter, so to speak. I'll leave that to YouTube channels like Blockchain Backer. If you haven't followed his channel, definitely follow him. He does a great job at breaking down charts and all that good stuff. But in my heart of hearts, I honestly feel like this is just the beginning of what we can expect just overall. I know I'm being very general when I say that. I'm not speaking to any specific crypto currency or project. But I definitely think, the entire market will definitely feel the effects of Bitcoin trending up, right? I feel like that's just the reality, right? Not every single project might always go up, but just in general, I think a lot of the projects will benefit from Bitcoin rising to the prices that you're seeing today. Currently, right now, we're up at $1.86 trillion, which is great to see. We're up almost 3%. Hopefully, who knows? I mean, at this rate, we might get over to that $2 trillion market cap, which would be great to see. Currently, right now, Bitcoin is trading just under 50,000 right now at 49.90. 946 or 943 right now. It's kind of fluctuating. Even Ethereum is up right now, up over $2,500. XRP is doing well. Man, it's up 5% over the past 7 days, trading at over 50 cents, which is great to see. Even Cardano, same thing for Cardano, is doing well too as well. And just everyone is doing awesome. Even ICP is doing great too as well. So I'm loving it. I'm loving all these gains right now. Before we get into this article that I'm going to share with you in regards to Bitcoin, feel free to follow me on my Twitter. It's a great way for you to stay in contact with me. Sometimes it's easier for me to pump out a tweet than it is for me to make a video. So great way for you to stay in contact, keep engaged. If there's a particular project you want me to talk about, I'll definitely, either mention it in a video or talk about it or highlight it and share that information with the rest of the community. But let's get over into this article. So as we all seen, I'm sure we saw either you might have gotten an alert from a particular exchange that you're using, but I got a notification saying that Bitcoin was going to hit over 50K. And so I wanted to bring this content and information with you today. But then also too, I want you to be mindful of something right now. Obviously right now we all love the gains that we're seeing, but we haven't, I don't even really think that FOMO has even started to build yet for Bitcoin or just the overall crypto market. So it's going to be interesting what happens over the next continued weeks to see if we start trending up. What is that going to do to the market? Will people just start FOMOing in and, we might see Bitcoin go to 55 or maybe even 60, who knows? But really sky's the limit when it comes to Bitcoin. And this is right before the halving, it's about the middle of the month right now. And so we basically have until about April until when the halving happens. And so, yeah, who knows? Sky's the limit. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But let's get into this article. It says Bitcoin pushes through 50,000 for the first time since late 2021. The world's largest crypto has now more than recovered since tumbling below 40K in the initial days following the opening of the spot ETF. After a brief stumble following the January 11 launch of the spot ETFs, the Bitcoin bull market begun in January 2023 has entered the FOMO stage. So based on this article, it's saying that it has entered that FOMO stage, but honestly, I don't know yet. I don't think we really have. Now, granted, we might be inching closer to that. Yeah, I agree with that, but I don't think we're full blown into the whole FOMO stage right now. I think we're maybe a couple of weeks away of that, or maybe a month away from that, right? With the price breaking out above 50K for the first time in more than 2 years, even as the new spot ETFs took in billions of dollars in their first weeks of trade, investors' attention appears to be focused on the billions leaving the high free the high fee Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and the price of Bitcoin tumbled to as low as $38,000 just days after the ETFs opened up for business. The action of the past couple of weeks though have seen slowly, can't talk today, though has seen slowing outflows of the Grayscale Bitcoin ETF, which are while sizable inflows have continued into the new products. On February 8th, Grayscale shed just 1850 Bitcoin or 1,850 Bitcoin, while the other 9 ETFs added nearly 11,000 tokens to their funds, which is just crazy. Then on February 9th, Grayscale lost basically 2,200 coins, while the other 9 ETFs added more than 13,000. For perspective, just 900 newly mined Bitcoin hit the market each day, soon to decline to 450 per day when the Bitcoin halving occurs in April, which is just absolutely crazy, right? And so basically the article saying that the crypto winter has basically ended. The price of Bitcoin peaked at about 69,000 in November 2021. 2022 was a disaster amid the implosion of Terra ecosystem and the disintegration of crypto exchange FTX and its wonderkind founder Sam Bankman-Fried in November 2022, along with a number of other high-profile crypto industry blowups. Right. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely think, obviously those were all catalysts that impacted crypto negatively, and now we're kind of slowly crawling our way out of that. I think crypto is now on the up and up. It was definitely a difficult 2 years or so, but I think we will bounce back, and we already seeing the signs of that. Right. Moving on, it says Bitcoin closed 2022 just above 16,000, down about 75% from its all-time high. Many other crypto tokens suffered even larger routes. Alongside the price drops, a big name collapse, layoffs, and shops closing were common through the industry in a trend that continued throughout 2023. While 2023 will be remembered as a major bull period for crypto, the price action for Bitcoin was rather lame throughout much of the year. On October 1, Bitcoin sat at just 27,000, ahead more than 65% for 2023, but a relatively small recovery considering how high Bitcoin had been, right? And then closing out, it said that the year's final quarter, though, was characterized by growing confidence. The SEC, after years of delay and outright denials of any and all attempts by asset managers to launch a spot Bitcoin ETF, was finally going to greenlight the vehicles. And that was a huge catalyst of, what we see now today with Bitcoin now being at $50 or 50,000 rather. I think when it first happened, I think we were all expecting, I know at least I was expecting a huge price jump, pretty much the price jumps that we're seeing today. But it was kind of a lag between when the ETFs came out into where we are today. But nevertheless, I mean, I knew that, and I'm sure we all pretty much knew that at some point, Bitcoin and the overall crypto market would go up based on now allowing people to buy these ETFs, right? And then lastly, this article says that the price of the Bitcoin rose nearly 60% in the 2023 final 3 months to close the year above 42,000. I know I made a prediction towards the end of the year in one of my older videos that I did back in December that Bitcoin was going to hit 50K. It almost did. But or no, I think it was 45. I think it was 45,000. That's what, it wasn't 50K. It was 45,000. And it almost did. It came super, super close. But, and that was off the heels of the potential of having the ETFs. The ETFs weren't fully finished yet. But now we have them finished. We now have, we're on the verge of a Bitcoin halving, those two catalysts right now. It's just going to be interesting to see because, as I mentioned in some of my other videos, we don't know what the effects are going to be now having these ETFs into play, because now we have people that are going to buy Bitcoin through the very exchanges like Coinbase and crypto.com and Uphold and all these other exchanges. And not only that, they're going to be probably calling, some of the other maybe more novice investors that are not as familiar with crypto are going to be calling their, Fidelity broker or Merrill Lynch broker or whoever and say, hey, can you get me into these Bitcoin ETFs? Am I diversified into that? They're going to be calling. Trust me. Once, the news and the media starts pumping out content in regards to the up and going price of Bitcoin, it's going to take off. So I'm excited to see, where do you see Bitcoin closing at the end of the year? Do you see Bitcoin going to some of these astronomical numbers that we see in some of these articles, like 100,000 and 200,000 and a million? Let me know in the comment section below what your prediction is of where we will end in regards to the price of Bitcoin. And if you like this type of content, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.